what would be the best way to test the idea and to be sure that it will fit the needs of the market?
Okay, well, I think that's a question that doesn't have a single answer. I think it heavily depends on the kind of product, service, and industry that you're in. If this is and the kind of innovation that you're pursuing. If it's to begin with the last, I think if it's a say like small innovation, a incremental innovation, so a increased version of a current product or a product that is not a radical innovation, but an innovation that looks a lot like the current products. Mm-hmm. Then what you could do is using the modern tools for open innovation, communicate with the customers to be of the product. Tell them what you have in mind, make that as clear as possible, maybe even by having prototypes or artists' impressions of the products that you are thinking about to go to develop, and have early feedback in the product development process. If, on the other hand, the product is a radical innovation, then it's mostly kind of hard to find clients that can, potential customers that can understand what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Then you might still, well, if you are lucky, you have some lead users that are the, say, most advanced users of your products that you could ask to give feedback on the proposed product that you have. And I think on the other axis is what kind of industry product. I think that like in service industry where products are maybe delivered over the internet, it's easy to show an idea for a new product online and to let people react on that. While on the other hand, if it's what could it be, a heating system for a building, it might be very hard to communicate what the new aspects or the innovation in the system might be for clients.
For the second kind of innovation, which is kind of, okay, the market is not yet there, product is very disruptive. Do you think that's also important, or yes, an important step to try at least to be in contact with potential customer, to avoid staying in the lab too long and developing stuff that are
I think that's valuable always. The main inhibitor for that is that whether you could communicate about the innovation in such a way that the proposed customers can really understand and thereby can give real feedback. Mm-hmm. If it's impossible to communicate the things that you're thinking about, then of course it's hard for them to give good feedback, and that has to do with the kind of product, I think, and the radicalness maybe of the innovation. The famous statement of Henry Ford, of course, is that if he would have asked his customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse and not a car, because they couldn't envision that. So if you have a real new radical innovation, it might also be hard to ask people to give feedback on that. They might first have to see the real product before and experience the real product before they are able to provide you feedback.
And in that sense, do you think that's more important to try to get the final product which has all the best characteristic, or at least try to launch kind of beta version of the product before?
I think then the main risk of developing the entire product in all details is that if you're a little bit wrong, you've invested a lot of money. And I think one thing that you could do then is to get a product out as fast as possible. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it should be, I think then you should try to bring out a product that's just good enough and not more than that.
Yeah.
and then develop it later on. And well, I think, for example, Apple is a company that's in many times, I think, seen as an innovative company, but mostly the products they bring out are, on the one first place, they're not the real innovators, because well, they're not the first ones in a category. Yeah, they came with the iPhone when there were a lot of smartphones already. They came with the iPod when there were already a lot of MP3 players on the market. So they're never the first. And but they are good in bringing out a first release that's just good enough. Like in the iPhone, it's only since, I think, iPhone OS 3.0 that we are able to do cut and paste in text.
That's right.
So that, well, it was just good enough on some features that they thought were important, and the other features came later. So I think it's good to bring out a product then as soon as possible, to get feedback from the customers and to start improving the improvement process based on real feedback.
Yeah.
Not on feedback based on the real product, not on feedback based on an imaginary product that they might not be able to imagine really good.